कोई दिक्कत नहीं, पता नहीं, जो थारी राय सो हमारी राय. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. देखो सुनो मत बोलो. Wherever, whatever you are, be 100% कर्नाटक. किसी को आओ मत कहो, किसी को जाओ मत कहो. ना कुछ पाना ना कुछ खोना. Who asked you live at zero complaint level? मौज में रहो, be happy.
श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्ण. गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः. गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. The other day we told you the 3 steps through which a spiritual seeker has to complete his journey. First is Shruti, what is told in our scriptures. So that we have seen in the first chapter, Agama Prakarana. Then second is Yukti, logic. So that sometime if we simply accept and suddenly sometime a doubt comes, then we will be gone. Therefore, whatever we have accepted according to our Upanishad, that we substantiate by putting our knowledge to test through logic. For that we have done the negation of the Dvaita logically. So, there are 3 things. One is absolute, second is Dvaita, third is Advaita. So, it is said, Onkara Nirnayaha Uktaha Prapancha Upashamaha. Shiva Advaita Atmeti Pratidnya Matram. So, we have seen in the beginning that what is the meaning of Om Onkara Nirnaya Uktaha? We are told. What is that? Prapancha Upashamaha. The world will no more be any meaningful to us. And that Shiva Advaita Atma, the auspicious non-dual self, is the reality. This was the proposition put forward in the first chapter. Then, Jnate Dvaitam na vidyate iti cha. He who has come to discover his essential nature, for him the Dvaita does not exist. Iti cha. तत्र द्वैत अभावस्तु वैतथ्य प्रकरणेन स्वप्न माया गंधर्व नगरादि दृष्टान्तैः दृश्यत्वाद् अंतवत्वाद् इति हेतुभिः तर्केण च प्रतिपादितः. Now in the second chapter, Vaitatya Prakaranam, we were again told how the duality does not hold good. It was presented by various examples, like the dream or the Maya or the Gandharva Nagar, etc. And therefore, Dvaita is an illusion, discarded, doesn't exist. Thereafter, we are coming to the non-dual reality, Advaita. Here a question is raised. Advaitam kim agama matrena pratipattavyam ahosvit tarkenapi iti ataha aha shakyate tarkenapi jnatum. Is it that the Advaita has to be accepted only on the foundation of the scriptures, or here also, like we have negated the duality by logic also, similarly, can we establish the non-dual also with the same strength of inquiry, logic, etc.? And therefore, it is said, yes, shakyate tarkenapi jnatum. Yes, even logically also, we can prove that the non-dual alone is the reality and duality is only imagination. It has no existence. Tat katham iti advaita prakaranam arabhyate. And therefore, how we can put the logic and inquiry to prove the non-dual is the ultimate truth. For that, we are now starting this Advaita Prakaranam. उपास्य उपासनादि भेद जातम सर्वम वितथम केवल आत्म आत्म अद्वय परमार्थ इति स्थितम अतीते प्रकरणे यतः. Therefore, we were told in the last chapter that upasya, what we are seeking, upasana, the process of seeking, and all that is mithya, it has no meaning. Only Atma alone is the ultimate. Kevala Atma Advayaha Paramarthaha. This was said. Now, how it is, this is now beginning in the first verse onwards. If you want, you can repeat. Otherwise, keep your mouth shut. Upasana Shrito Dharmo Jate Brahmani Vartate Praga Utpatti Rajam Sarvam Tenasau Krupana Smritaha. Now, those who are engaged in upasana, see, so many upasanas, like this Shakti upasana, Shiva upasana, or various kinds of upasana, what they are doing, the doer is there. I am doing the upasana. But what? I want something. Why? I want to go to Kailash. Kailash. Therefore they write, na? When somebody dies, Kailash Vasi. And those who are followers of Vishnu, Vaikuntha Vasi. Those who are followers of Islam, Paigambar Vasi. And all these things are no mere existence. Gaya. So, they are lost only in the Karya Brahma. They maintain the duality. Therefore, they keep on doing upasana. So, I am the one who is seeker and something is sought. And therefore, I do the upasana. But before his birth also, he was there. The truth is never created. Ajanma. Therefore, the word used is Prag Utpattehe Ajam Sarvam. Before creation, the uncreated reality alone is the ultimate truth. Tena asau krupanaha smritaha. Therefore, the one who is doing upasana, he is a pathetic, miserable existence. You must have come across, there are some people, they write Das after their name. Amuk Amuk Das. And in that, to show their humility, they show दासों के चरणों के रच के कण में हूं. So the more you show, I am helpless. Krishna. He told me. Pathetic life is not spiritual life. So, now here principle we have to understand. Before creation, do you think there was absence? Can something be born out of absence? Friends, therefore, the truth is always there. But these upasakas, they are constantly seeking something and therefore they are thinking we are doing upasana. This is what we told you in our Tripura Rahasya. That is the foundation. If upasana leads to inquiry, then that upasana is meaningful. If upasana is done for fulfilling the desires, then it is a bondage. Therefore, when Parshuramji goes to Dattatrayaji and tells, I have wasted 12 years of doing this Sri Vidya Upasana, Bhagavan says, no. Why? Now a right question has come in your mind. Earlier question was, why I was defeated by Ram? I have defeated 21 times the Kshatriyas. Why I was defeated? So he said, remove the why. Because you have not done upasana. Oh, then do upasana, then you can defeat him. So 12 years upasana done, then he said, come on, yaar, what I am doing? Same thing again and again and again. And remember here, anything you do mechanically doesn't help you. Those who sit for satsanga, every satsanga present, mechanically, doesn't help. But it is a challenge for me. See? Therefore, spiritual life is not a mechanical existence. When you are doing japa mechanically, anusha, 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 anusha. Therefore, we have to involve ourselves 100%. And when you fully get involved, then your mind gets absorbed in the truth. Therefore, they are krupana, deena, pathetic, self-pity. See, friends, krupana, this word also is used by Arjun in Bhagavad Gita. कार्पण्य दोषोपहत स्वभाव पृच्छामि त्वाम धर्म सम्मूढ़ चेता. कार्पण्य दोष कृपणता का दोष. कृपणता मीन्स सेल्फ पीटी. Never have that self pity as a great spiritual. You one. Live in a dignity of God. Then what is that? God doesn't get insulted. Oh, that is the problem. Therefore, तद उपासनम कृत्वा ज्ञाते ब्रह्मणि आदीनि वर्तमानः अजम ब्रह्म शरीर पातात् ऊर्ध्वं प्रतिपत्से प्रागुत्पत्तेश्च अजमिदं सर्वमहम्. So these people do not know, and therefore they imagine after I do the upasana and then I will be able to get the Brahman, but they do not know even before your upasana you are divine. Pragutpattehe, prag pratipatse. Therefore, Maharaj, don't waste your time in all these things. Initially it is necessary. Like when we go in KG1, KG2, that time necessary. Now they are not interested. So what the teachers do, they give them some nice balls, tied down or put together in a steel rod, different colors, and they are playing. And they say, see here, how many? Only one. Very good. You know already. Now how many? I don't know. No, is it two? So after you are grown up, wherever you have to go, where is my dabba? But we do that only. 17 into 7. 17 into 7. Therefore, we have to grow out of asking, demanding. Every upasana is done to get something. Read any stotra. We are reading Ramaraksha stotra. What is the upasana phal there? Arjanam यमदूतानाम अर्जनम सुख संपदाम ये करो तो वो होगा. अच्छा फिर हम करेंगे. Upasakas are always living a fearful life. Therefore, they are kripana. Now next. अतो वक्ष्यामि अकारण्यम अपि जाति समताम गतम यथा न जायते किंचित जायमानम समन्ततः. Therefore, I shall now tell you how the truth is equal ever in everything and being. Now, I tell you many times I read these words, I feel guilty. How? When we say God is all pervading, it is like what? The water is all pervading in the ocean. Meaning, ocean is something in which water is put. Water itself is called as ocean. So when we say God is everywhere, that means everywhere is a reality, and there God has gone or what? Everything is God. Where he has to go? Where he is not? See, friend, when you read this word, it hurts. They told. I did not get achar for food. Then it's okay. Ataha vakshami akarpanyam ajatim samatam gatam. Therefore, akarpanyam. Never have this pathetic bhava that I am incomplete, I want. But you are Paramatma. Therefore, you don't have that karpanya bhava. And samatam gatam is ever the same. Nothing can be added, nothing can be taken out from you. You are the infinite. Ataha. Therefore, yatha na jayate kinchit jayamanam samantata. Therefore, he who comes to accept this and discover this, for him, there is nothing which is created and nothing which is destroyed. For this, we gave you the simple example, the space. Where the space is not, if we say space is everywhere, that means everywhere is a place, there the space has gone or what? Everything is in the space. See? There is one bhajan of Kabir Maharaj, he says, Pani mein meen piyasi, mohi suna suna aave hasi. The water is thirsty, although it is in the water. In the same manner, we are essentially divine, and yet we are begging, I want this, I want this. Daridri. Therefore, na jayate kinchit jayamanan samanta. Nothing is ever created. You are divine. You are always there. Therefore, nothing is created, nothing is destroyed, everything is all. Because if you go further, everything, whatever it may be, good is, bad is, distant is, near is, man is, woman is, husband is, wife is, children are, good people are, movement is, stagnation is, disease is, health is, existence is a common denominator. Therefore, we don't have to get lost that I have to do something to realize the God. No. Then why this upasana is told? It will come here. Atma yakashava jiva ghatakasha ivoditaha gatadivaccha sangatahi jatau etan nidarshanam. So what is told in the scriptures? Atma akashavat. The space, the space, self is like the space. This is what we told you, one of the spiritual practice. When you are sitting, if I am other than the body, what it means? The body has got a shape. So you start playing. Don't sleep. Problem is that only. Because our mind, we have trained two extremes. Either like a poultry farm or go to sleep. But there is a third stage. You are neither reacting in the world nor you are going to sleep. Go to sleep. So Atma is Akashavat. And what is the Jiva? Jiva hi Ghatakasha hi ivoditaha. So the space and the pot space is what example I gave you. Total space and the hall space. So it's a Ghatakash. Why Ghatakash? Ghatiya. You know, the body of the male is called as Ghata. And the body of the female is called as Matka in Hindi. Do you know why? Male are Ghatiya and ladies are Matki. Matakte rehti hai. Everywhere you can get this knowledge. Therefore, Atma Akashavat Jivaha Ghatai Iva. Then Ghatadivaccha Sangataihi Jato Etan Nidarshanam. Therefore, as a pot space is created without creation. Do you mean that before the pot was created, there was no space? And after the pot is created, then the pot space is born? No. Then this principle I told you, Aupadhik Anekata. Because of the upadhi of the pot, the total space is called as pot space. Because of the upadhi of the wife, the man is called as husband. Upadhi, conditioning. See. So, ghatadi vaccha sangatahi jatau etan nidarshanam. Therefore, this is how the example is given. Atma is like the pot space. So imagine if we take the jiva as the usual people do, then what happens? He is like a ghatakash, and the pot, he was in the pot and the body died. So that jiva came out from one pot. Now, in which potty should I go? Friends. घटादिषु प्रलीनेषु घटाकाशो दया यथा घटा आकाशे संप्रलीयन्ते तद्वज्जीवा इहात्मनि. The example which I gave you, if you remember, the horsepower. Where from the horsepower comes? And when we switch off the engine, where does it go? When the pot breaks, will the pot space go out in search of the space? No. Because the pot is in the space is not in the pot. But because we have given importance to the pot, and therefore we are referring the one non-dual space as pot space. So where is the mistake? Our perception. Our attention is on the dividing factors. The space is divided by the wall. And therefore, ghatadishu pralideshu ghata akashayo akashadayo yatha akashe sampraliyante. In the same manner, when the body dies, that day also I told you, death is a big bluff. When the body dies, all the five elements are returned back. You have taken the loan, you have to return. मरने भी नहीं देते, ना जीने की तमन्ना है, ना मरने का इरादा है. Similarly, when the jiva, the subtle body, the mind, when the mind dies, for that we must know what is the living mind. Living mind is consciousness with desires. Who is husband? Man with a wife. So, if wife is not there, then he is no more a husband. Exactly the same way. This pot space, we talk about the pot space because attention is on the pot. Delete it, the pot space has no existence apart from the total space. In the same manner, akashe praliyante tadvat jiva ihatmani. These are so simple things. If we are to digest it and see the difference in our life. When a divorce happens, where do the husband and the wife go? Nowhere. They were never there. Then who was miserable? This non-existing dumb. Therefore, what is to be done? Play the game of life. Whatever role you are told, play that role. Therefore, akashe sampraliyante tadvat jiva iha atmani. Therefore, when the body dies, everything is over, nowhere to go, nothing to do, you are back to your own being. Now understand through one more example. When identified with the child body, I am a child. Now to that child you ask a question. Hey, what's your age? So the mother tells, Swamiji, he is 3.5 years. No, mom. 3 years, 6 months, 20 days. So deeply identified with the body. Now when the same person becomes teenage, he will not talk about the body. Why? Because he has now changed from the child body to the teenage body. Therefore, all that is changing is supported by the same reality, which is neither born, ajam, nor getting destroyed. Because of the upadhi, the same is referred as many. To focus attention on the substratum. Where to find it? When you go to sleep. In sleep, we are nobody. In sleep, we are nowhere. In sleep, we are never. Desha, Kala, Vastu, Vyakti, everything disappears. But we continue to be. In this manner, again and again, we have to repeat it. Thereafter, how this self is untouched by the upadhi. Yatha ekasmin घटाकाशे रजो धूमादिभिर्युते न सर्वे संप्रयुज्यन्ते तद्वज्जीवा सुखादिभिः. Like the space, total or the pot space. Yatha asmin घटाकाशे, in the pot space, rajo dhumadibhiryute. There is some, like many people put something. For us to understand example, in a pot you have put the milk, other pot you have put the liquor, third pot you have put the Ganga Jal. Because of this content, will the space become holy or unholy? Untouched by that. So, yatha ekasmin ghatakashe rajo dhuma adhivirjate. There is a dust, there is everything. Na sarvahi sampravijjate. Ghatakash cannot be touched by anything. Now, this one what we told you, all the attributes of the space are 100% in the whole space. Total space doesn't get influenced by the content. All space, we are 50. If we become 100, nothing happens to space. Now this thing applies subjectively. Lot and lot of desires. When you remove all of them, nothing is gained, nothing is lost. You are the same. Na sarve samprayujyante tadvat jiva sukhadivihi. Exactly the same way, joy, sorrows, gain, loss, they do not touch the jiva as well as Paramatma. They don't touch. If a jiva, a person is miserable, how can he or she sleep? And in sleep he was miserable, no? He made others miserable by snoring. Therefore, na sarve samprayojan tadva jiva sukhadivihi. Now, here is a choice given to us as a sadhana. Joy and sorrows can be attributed to someone or something. We can have that freedom. But we are all joyful or sorrowful by our choice. Decide. When miseries come, you don't become miserable. When joy comes, you don't lose your balance. Then you are divine. When satsang is going on, you are neither listening nor not listening. You are divine. Like all the chairs are divine. Absolutely at peace. The sarve prayujante tadva jiva sukhadivihi. Therefore, whatever we are today, happy or miserable, it is our own creation. There is no possibility of joy or sorrows in our essential nature. Come to recognize and assert that we are never miserable, never happy, etc. Therefore, one good thought, we go through happiness, then anger and confusion. When you are happy, never bless anything to anybody. Example, Dasharathji was happy for some reason. He gave a promise to Kaikeyi. Because of that, Ramayana happened. Therefore, whenever you are happy, don't promise anything to anybody. I'm so happy, Swamiji, you got Padma Bhushan, this thing, that thing. Oh, I am happy. Okay, you take this ashram. Then regret, or yeah, I should. Okay, it tells me, how can you be miserable in this world? When Swamis are given national awards, and talking on Vedanta, everything is illusion except my award. Narayan. So when you are happy, never promise anything to anybody. When you are angry, never discuss anything with anybody. In that anger, you will be defeated. This is what the lawyers do in the court. They make the people who are supposed to reply, make him angry. And in that anger, he will tell the truth. Therefore, when you are angry, never discuss. Third, when you are confused, never make a decision. Before marriage, everybody is confused. And yet they make decisions. Who asked me recently? But recently, only 3-4 days. The other day when I went for that afternoon session, that boy asked me, Swamiji, tell me whether I should get married or not. I said, no. He was shocked. No. He said, you told so easily, no. I said, because I am not confused. You are confused. Never make a decision when you are confused. Continuing further, Rupakarya samakhyasya vidyante tatra tatra vai akashasya na bhedosti tadvat jiveshu nirnayaha. If the pot is like a round bottom flask, if it is a test tube, if it is a capillary tube, does it make any difference to the space? Therefore, this is one of the most important spiritual practice. Make absence as your experience, absence of everything. What is everything? Nama Rupa. Rupa form, absence of forms. How to do that? In your room, you are sitting at night, so dark, you can't see your own hand. That time, sit quiet, keep the eyes open. So, seeing is happening, but there is nothing to see because of darkness. So, seen is not born, or seen is not there. Therefore, seer is not born. So, what is happening? Seeing without the division of seer and the seen is Paramatma. Apply this principle while you are awake. Slowly, slowly, you will discover one day. Our mantra is extremely wonderful. Dekho suno mat bolo, meaning presence and absence of things do not demand any comment from us. So, Rupakaryasya samakhyata vidyante tatra tatra vai. The purpose for what the pot is used or the shape of the pot, they may be different, but the space inside that pot has no difference. In the same manner, tadva jiveshu nirnayaha. Therefore, jiva is also the same thing. Therefore, one word I told you, if you remember, jiva is abhivyakti, it is not a vyakti. Jiva is a manifestation, it is not an individuality. Like husband is a manifestation. Who is a husband? Any fool getting married with another fool is called as husband. Do you require only when a Brahmin gets married to a girl, he is called as a husband? No. Anybody. Because husband is a common noun. It is not a proper noun. Therefore, when you take this stand, then you will stop reacting as a husband to your wife and vice versa. सब में होता है, कोई बात नहीं. Simple it is. Therefore, नाकाशस्य घटाकाशो विकार अवयवो यथा नैवात्मनः सदा जीवः विकार अवयवो तथा. Now, Ghatakash or the pot space is neither the modification of the total space, nor it is a limb of the total space. Is it that a man is a modification into the husband and a man is a limb of the other way around? Is the husband a modification of the man or is the husband the limb of the man? No. He is nowhere. See? Therefore, if we are practicing Vedanta really in our life, you will never justify you are miserable. If you are practicing Vedanta in your life, you will never talk about your death or anybody else's death. Like the pot space is not avayav, a part, or vikara, modification of the total space, in the same manner, jiva also is not a part or a modification of the Paramatma. It is the same Paramatma which is expressing through the conditioning of the body. Yatha bhavati balanam gaganam malinam malaihi तथा भवति अबुद्धानाम आत्मा अपि मलिनो मलैः. Yatha bhavati balanam. Bala means what? Those who are very ignorant, dumb people, they are called bala. So yatha balanam gaganam malinam malinaihi malinam bhavati malaihi. Like the ignorant people, when they see there is a dust too much, they, oh, the sky is very dusty, murky these days. Or the sky is blue. The sky is neither blue nor dirty. But they think it is like that. Tatha, in the same manner, abuddhanam api atma malaihi malino bhavati. So ignorant people also say, I am disturbed, I am papi, I am miserable. You are not. You are divine. Insist. Don't go on telling. Realize soul. What is that? Life of a realized yogi. Yatha bhavati balanam gagalam malinam malaihi. In the same manner, we only say, I am miserable. What happens to all that thing when you are snoring and making others miserable? See? What has happened to it? Therefore, remember, nothing touches us. Now, take this principle. Now work on it. Again, this example I give million times. I see all the colors forms. No touch. Ears hear everything, not influence. Mind has good and bad thoughts, makes no difference. Whether waking or dream, we don't gain anything. In deep sleep, samadhi, we don't lose anything. We are ever the same. Don't have to do anything. Just, is it not our experience? And if we deny our own experience and argue in favor of the foolishness, then what is the use of talking to such people? Therefore, I told you, you all have done a mistake in coming to listen to Vedanta. You have lost your right to be miserable. मैं क्या करूं? उपासना करो. Upasana, you are compelled to cry. Krishna, Krishna, come. कहाँ गया रुमाल? Krishna, Krishna, कहाँ? And in that rumal there is something which will create tears in the eyes. रोने धोने के चक्कर में मत पड़ो. If it comes, don't pay attention to it. These are all the purgation of the mind. Many times it happens when you are reading something, listening something, and it touches your heart, immediately your eyes will start watering. Don't stop it. It is happening in Prakriti. Nothing is happening to me. But why I am crying? Then I had to reply, in the last life, Guru, friends, यथा भवति बालानां गगनं मलिनं मलैः तथा भवति अबुद्धानाम् आत्मा अपि मलिनो मलैः. Continuing further, मरणे संभवे चैव गत्या गमनयोरपि स्थितौ सर्वशरीरेषु आकाशे न अविलक्षणः. When we are talking about a birth and death, going from one world to other world, all these things, this is same when you take the space. When you are having space and you construct there a toilet, so the space has taken birth in the toilet. And then you come or you become a victim of the Vastu. And then the Vastu man takes sufficient fees from you and tells, actually in this corner, there should be temple, not a toilet. So the God is taken to the toilet and he is made a temple. So that space was unholy in the toilet. No, nothing touches. Coming, going, etc. is happening in the space. Space doesn't go anywhere, doesn't come from anywhere. Exactly the same way. Everything is happening in me. I go nowhere, nothing comes to me. Therefore, do not react to anything in this world. It is same way again and again. संघाता सर्व स्वप्नवत् सर्वे आत्म माया विसर्जिता आधिक्ये सर्व साम्येव नोपपत्तिर्हि विद्यते. Therefore, sanghata means the body. So, swapnavat, all the bodies like in the dream, they are the same. Atma Maya Visarjita, they are created by the same Maya, our inner potentiality. Now see what is the meaning of Maya. Maya means what? The infinite is reduced to finite. And thereafter, the finite is taken to be the reality. This is called as Maya. Now, our mind expresses through the eyes. Then the mind is called as vision. Now that vision can perform only in a particular spectrum of light waves. It can't go beyond it. Now if I insist, whatever I see, that only I believe. If I don't see, I don't believe. Then we are under the influence of Maya. Now multiply this example anywhere. Whatever I can understand, that only is the truth. If I don't understand, it is not the truth. You are under the influence of Maya. Friends, therefore, Atma Maya Visarjita. Therefore, Adhikke Sarva Samye na Upapattihi Vidyate. Therefore, some jivas are good, some jivas are bad, some are successful. This has nothing to do. This is not the logic. In some room, there is a temple. In another room, there is a toilet. Therefore, that is holy. This is not the logic. Look at the space. Space is neither good nor bad. In the same manner, when we go beyond all comparisons, you come back to your own being. Therefore, this three principle morning class we learned. Don't bring your past, remain nobody. Don't plan all the time about the future and forget about the present. And in the present, don't compare. Your mind will come to a complete, perfect silence. But then we should have the strength to sustain silence without going. This is what happens with many, many people. Because there is no control over oneself. You have to have control. Adikya sarvasamyeva na upapati vidyate. Because some are big, some are small, some are successful, some are unsuccessful. That has nothing to do. Jiva is jiva. See? Like somebody is in India. So Indian citizen is a jiva. Then he goes to America and becomes a citizen there. There also is citizen. So is it that the American citizen is superior than the Indian citizen? No. Both are equal fools. No difference. Because you are changing the position, that doesn't mean you become good or bad. Jiva is jiva. Therefore, when the people get married and divorce and married and divorce, what they are doing? They are trying to change the status and the quality of the husband. It can never happen. Therefore, there is no point in talking about it. प्रसादयो हि ये कोशा व्याख्यातास्तैत्तरीयके तेषामात्मा परो जीवः खम यथा संप्रकाशितः. In Taittiriya Upanishad, the description is given. Annamaya kosha, then Anyottara Atma Pranamaya kosha, Anyottara Atma Manomaya kosha, Anyottara Atma Vijnanamaya kosha, Anyottara Atma Anandamaya kosha. So, the Atma is enveloped in the five koshas. Now what happens? We read that without understanding and we are told, Anyontara, Anya, other inside, Antara, Atma, Pranamaya. So, I am body and inside is the prana. Then, Anyontara, Manomaya. The inside the Pranamaya kosha is the Manomaya kosha. Inside the Manomaya kosha is the Vijnanamaya kosha. Inside Vijnanamaya kosha is the Anandamaya kosha. And Atma is beyond that. So use it for meditation. कहाँ तक पहुँचे? Going and Anandamaya kosha. You have to go beyond. Don't get lost in that kind of understanding. The one which I told you. Pranamaya kosha is what? External air, internal air must be continuously connected. Therefore, Pranamaya kosha is not inside the body, but the body is in the Pranamaya kosha. Therefore, like the Delhi weather or climate, it is so polluted, dusty, dirty. There, every child is having a problem because the Pranamaya kosha is polluted. Similarly, Manomaya kosha. That which is included in the mind, that alone exists for me. That which is not included in my mind doesn't exist for me. Therefore, if this object I know, so the mind must be there also and knowledge is happening inside. It is not different minds, the same mind. Therefore, the body and the pranamaya kosha, they are in the mind. Mind is not in them. And therefore, when we are sleeping, what happens? Now, everything is in the mind, like a carry bag. In the carry bag, you have got a pumpkin, for example. You lift it. And suppose the weight of that pumpkin is 5 kg. When you lift it and put it on the scale, but don't lose your grip fully, little bit, the weight will not be 5 kilo. It will be little less. As much you are pulling it up. And therefore, it must be your own experience. When the child is awake, suppose his weight is 10 kilos. And when the child sleeps, his weight increases. Because the total mind has dropped identification with a particular body. Therefore, individual mind has disappeared and the total mind is maintaining life in that body. Therefore, this mind is the container, body prana is the contents. Go further. Where is the mind? Mind is in I. Then whatever is included in I, that we love. Or in other words, whatever is included in I, that we do not hate. Everybody's experience. Like, the nails, hair. When the hair are on the body, they are a sign of beauty. All that. In the same hair commits suicide in your eyes. So does it mean we are carrying the dirt on our head? Inside maybe. These friends. Therefore, who is the jiva? Then the jiva, where does he go? In deep sleep? Does he die? When we remove the mirror, will the reflection in the mirror die? Will there be any loss for us? Therefore, hold on to that which is neither born nor modifying nor changing. This is the purpose. And for that, this is the technique. Colors and forms supported by eyes do not get influenced. Sound supported by the ears don't get by any sound. Then sense organs supported by mind doesn't get influenced by the sense organs. And the mind is having good or bad, doesn't matter, I continue to support. When the I disappears, life still remains. So going up to the life level is a spiritual practice. Thereafter, Kanayalal takes. Therefore, you will see many Siddha Mahatmas. When they are taking food, the dogs come and take food in their plate. See how important it is to recognize. So, Rasadayo hi ye kosha vyakhyata taittiriya ke tesham atma paro jiva kham yatha samprakashitaha. So, what is the Atma of what is the Atma? Like everything is in me the Atma, not the Jivatma. Therefore, everywhere you can see, when we enter this facility, outside there is a small aquarium. There immediately you can get a message. See, the fish is moving in the water. The fish is not tickling the water. If you add few more fish, bas ho gaya. No weight. When remove everything, no loss. Is it not our experience? Waking experience, what do we get? When we are in deep sleep, what we have lost? Therefore, again and again, we have to recognize द्वयोर मधुज्ञाने परम ब्रह्म प्रकाशितम पृथिव्या मुदरे चैव यथा आकाश प्रकाशितः. This come in the Madhu Brahmana of the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. That quotation is there. As the space is where? Everywhere. Here, in the womb of the earth as well as in our stomach. Are there different spaces or what? Therefore, both of them are supported by the same space. In this manner, it is said that The differences are on account of the upadhi, but essentially the space remains undivided, uninfluenced, uncontaminated, and it is one without a second. Upadhi will create many. North, east, west, south. Does it mean there are different spaces or what? Therefore, space is ever the same. That conscious space we are. Now, before we go further, this topic is very important and you can confidently use for your spiritual understanding. First, we live at three levels: gross body level, subtle body level, and the causal body level or a jiva. Three of them. Every experience has got three compartments: object of knowledge, then the means through which we collect the knowledge, and the third, who has the knowledge. Now, first, what is the object of knowledge? Worldly things. Now, here, practice. What it is like being space. Akasha Yoga. What it is like being space. So, space supports everything, doesn't get influenced by anything, doesn't get modified. So, if we are practicing this, what will happen? We will neither be rejecting anything nor holding on to anything in this world. Presently, we are running after the things in this world. That will be cooled down first. Then the second one, the mind. Like the gross space has the gross contents, similarly, the mind space has got the thought contents. So, like the gross contents do not touch the gross space, similarly, the mind space is not contaminated by any thought. Why thoughts are born? Because we react. Don't react. So, first we practice Bhutakash, then Chittakash, then the third is Chidakash. Chidakash is the experiencer. We experience waking, goes away. Dream comes, goes away. Deep sleep comes, goes away. Nothing happens to us. By waking and dream experiences, we don't gain anything. By deep sleep experience, we don't lose anything. Chidakash. This Chidakasha is unlike the mind space and the gross space, a empty space. Chidakasha is the solid space. Because Chidakasha is solid space, meaning space means it contains everything. Therefore, space. Solid means other than it there is nothing. So to understand this, gold is a solid space for all the ornaments. Ornaments don't come on the gold from outside. They are unmanifest in the gold. So when they are unmanifest and not seen, gold is solid that time. But because all of them have come out of the gold, therefore they must be present in the gold. So there must be space. Without that, how can they come out? Therefore, the conscious reality is the solid space, that is what we are. Therefore, Jivatmano ananyatvam abedena prashasyate. Therefore, Jiva and Atma, Jivatmanoho ananyatvam, the non-separation of the Jiva and Paramatma is prashasyate, is always glorified. And therefore, don't seek anything. I want to have God realization. Forget about it. Therefore, nanatvam nindate yacha tadevahi samanjasan. And therefore, Our scriptures are constantly condemning ninda of the multiplicity, manyness. No. See the common denominator. In one children's group, I was talking to them. They were fighting. I said, let me put them together. I said, hey, let's play something. So all were happy. Now, I will ask you something, and the student to whom I ask, you only should say, not anybody. What is that? Tell me, what are the differences in all of us? That was the question. So you tell, the boy says, some are tall, some are short. Difference. Very good. You tell, some are black, some are white. Very good. You tell, some are fat, some are thin. Very good. You tell, some are girls, some are boys. Very good. There was no end to it. I said, stop now. Now tell, what is the common factor in all of us? Everybody. There was one student, totally indifferent what is going on. Hey, you tell. You are not attentive. What is the common factor for all of us? We are all suffering because of you. Please realize. Friends, when it is a question of differences, there is no end to it. Focus attention on the common factor. What is the common factor? There was a Gujarati couple in Sydney. When I went there many years before, maybe 15 years, 12 years before, so my host told me, Swamiji, this is a young couple. They are so nice, both intelligent, but constantly fighting. I don't know how to help them come out. They come to us and do a lot of counseling, but again they fight while counseling itself, so we run away. How to help them? I said, okay, let us see. So they came. Then I said, hey, let's go out for a walk in a garden. We went in a garden. And when we were walking, I made a comment. I said, hey, see how beautiful this flower bed is. Which is this flower? Husband named something, maybe Dahlia or whatever. Is it Dahlia, Swamiji? Wife, no, it is not Dahlia. It is the other one. She told other name, he told other name. Both of them started fighting on the fool, and both of them fool. So this fool is telling, this is the name. This fool is telling, this is the name. And that fool was laughing at both the fools. And their fight was so intense, as if it is a question of loss and gain. I understood immediately. I diagnosed their disease. I said, you have been going to uncle for so many, nothing happened. I had discovered the thing. Will you agree to me? Yes, Swamiji, we also don't want to fight, but we fight, we don't know what to do. I said, if you do what I tell, I guarantee your problems will solve. What is that? Have a child. Swamiji, we are not having because of this fighting nature. I said, now, if you are listening me, try. Okay, Swamiji. By God's grace, they had a fight as a child. Next year when I went, their fight disappeared. Why? That common terrorist in the house. They had no time to fight because he was making them mad. And now the child is about 10 years or so. Nobody allows them to come to their house. And if somebody, they say, don't bring your child if you don't mind. Because he's such a Rakshas, he goes anywhere and climbs here and there, takes out this, takes out their house. If you go, you don't know where to sit. It's so horrible. Now they have no time to fight. Therefore, friends, find out a common factor. What is the common factor? If I is there, then only the whole world is there. If I am at peace, the world is beautiful. If I am disturbed, the world is horrible. In the gross world, common factor is space. In the subtle world, common factor is mind. In our own being, common factor is experiencer or experiencer or experienced. You find out. Then you come to know in the absolute self there is only experience. There is neither experiencer nor experienced. Therefore, to harvest this, we are telling you again and again. Experience without experiencer. Hold on to this. How the experiencer is born? When an impression is created on our mind as a result of our interaction with something or the other. An interaction happens through words. Therefore, अपनी जबान पे लगाम लगाओ. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम.